strike?
I will say that it's, as much as some people will interpret that type of attitude as a sign of weakness, almost, it's like, yeah, we're the underdogs, so just go out there and have fun and do your best. I think there's something positive to be said about not putting pressure on yourself, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just go out there, you know what you're good at, we're not going to be too tight, we're not going to be too nervous and too worried about it. We're just going to play our stuff that we've prepared, we're going to do it our way, and like you said, have fun. Like, take off the stress, take off the worries, and do your best. And it is one of the things that a lot of the times happens in tournaments that is really interesting to see, is when you do have an underdog team that's on a little bit of a roll, because there's absolutely no pressure on them, they get to play with a different kind of freedom sometimes. Nice little detail there by Stormstormer, by the way, going in to take the tower shot on purpose to get that restore from the puckish innate. It's a very, very nice little detail you can do on this hero nowadays for a free refill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say I kind of agree with a lot of what the panel was talking about. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Position 4 Sniper either. It hasn't won me over. I think at TI it was the most overrated Position 4 out of any. The first few days it was played a ton and it had atrocious win rate. You can see what the purpose of it is and what it's trying to do. He might actually find a... Oh, he missed the blood grenade, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. You hate to see that one.
But... yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that, and I do see some potential concerns for the lineup of AVULUS here, that if things don't get rolling, their lineup can kind of fall into this awkward spot with damage issues, I think. You have offlane Enigma, doesn't do the most damage. Your mid laner is Puck, who does good damage but wants some sort of follow-up, but your carry is a Dragon Knight who's gonna, you know, be farming for a while with the Fire Dragon form. And then Clockwork Sniper supports. It's okay. But on the side of Falcons, you have a very stable teamfight, strong lanes lineup that also has Omni Knight as the X factor against the damage that we were just talking about, that problem. So, looking for AVULUS to have a good start in the lanes to really set the tone for this game, if you will.
Right. I mean, that's basically what we heard a lot of from the panel, and not just like, you know, the high execution and the issues with the damage, but of course that defensive offensive analogy that was put out there. When they do eventually get the damage out, you've got one of the best heroes in the game to deal with it in Snake King, who can just turn everything back around. And I guess one of the big things will be, how good of a game does Skeeter have, as they're already doing some pretty good deeps to him, and in fact, Repel does nothing. Right-click dead.
Yeah, great start here. I mean, the thing is, this is what Sniper does best. And
yes.
when I say I don't like him as a 4, it's not because of the first few minutes.
Right.
This hero has been owning a ton of games at TI in the first few minutes. It's what you do when you reach minute 10 to game end. Like, what's your purpose? How are you finding impact comparatively to other position 4s? But so far, so good. This Sniper Enigma lane is incredibly powerful. They find a nice kill on the SF, and they've also burned all of the region out of Snake King, who's probably going to have to send out additional tangos here. I don't think Skitter's extra 3 will cut it.
Well, and it's also worth thinking about as Crit takes out double of the cogs and then immediately going to go for the cookie play. Amar pins Seneko to the tree, trying to find a kill here. A couple more punches is all they're going to need, but they won't go all in for the move. Still, forcing back that Clockwork pretty nice right now, as Snake King also forced all the way back by Eki, who, I mean, is just being super annoying. He's also gold tier on this hero, which I feel like for a support player, since this just recently started happening, this is like the equivalent to Grandmaster, right?
Yeah, it's quite unusual. That's a fair point. Support players generally aren't very high level on this, but Eki plays a lot, and Sniper definitely one of, I'm not going to say it's one of his specialty heroes, even though maybe it is, but it's not one we've seen him on the most compared to other stuff, but definitely very well capable of running that for Sniper. Now, the mid lane we haven't touched upon too much. This is what Sand King does with Dust Devil. We saw yesterday a couple of players, I believe, choose the other facet.
Right.
This Invisibility Sandstorm, the good old one. And honestly, I was kind of surprised, because as far as I'm concerned, the nerfs that this one got, the Dust Devil, to me, are not significant enough to not just run this basically every game. I still think this facet is superior. It gives you the possibility to move around while farming. It ramps you up way faster. It opens different build paths with itemization. And the invisibility aspect of the Sandstorm has like very niche edge cases where it's useful. At this level, pros will generally have detection to kill you in fights. I don't know. The ability to just do this, right? Like, he's just farming the wave as he is moving it. He's going to farm a camp. Now he's going to stack or farm another camp. On mid Sanking, I think it's more so obvious than off lane, but I still feel like Dust Devil will be the choice down the stretch for every Sanking player. I don't know.
You don't believe that the nerfs are big enough, basically, to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I just think the Facet at TI was so incredibly powerful that even if you nerfed it, like, I don't know how many percent, if you will, that they nerfed, let's say at 15, it's still just extremely powerful.
Snaking was taking a big beating there. Again, he hasn't really been able to play at all in the lane, just trying to sort of block off any pulls from going on.
Oh, good aggression onto Skitter.
Movement over. And on the other side of it, they're also doing damage onto the Snapfire. Crit in a little bit of trouble. The Blood Grenade, it's not going to be able to do enough. And, well, as you're talking about, Skitter does survive down bottom.
Yeah, Snaking had to TP from the jungle to the tower to save him,
Epi going in for it. Stormstormer just going to jaunt away, but forced all the way back now, it feels like, and Malrine still kind of chasing here.
He's just going to farm now with his Sandstorm. This was something we saw at TI as well with Sand King as a mid hero. I think this hero is theoretically basically uncounterable in the mid lane. Because no matter, you put Sand King in his absolute worst matchup, you always have the option of cutting between the towers and just pulling out to a side camp and farming both with Sandstorm. So you're seeing here, he's kind of, you know, he's maxing out. The farm on Stormstormer is amazing too. They're both having a very good game. But historically speaking, if Sand King played the old Sand King way, he would be losing this lane, right?
Right.
But now he can draw by just pulling and getting extra neutrals. And even against a terrible matchup like Huskar, you're able to do that when you get level 3.
Well, Crit
nice kill.
Takes a little bit of a walk in his own jungle and realizes it is not safe there anymore. They're going to block the hard camp and then also steal away the creeps from there. Yeah, so another solid move, and so far, AVULUS having a good time.
And this is a pattern that Falcons do in basically every game, which I think is why AVULUS are prepared for it. Crit will generally, around this 5-6 minute mark, will go and stack both camps and maybe do it twice. And they're just, after the first stack, they're intercepting him, they're blocking off the camp now with a sentry, they steal whatever's there, and they call it a day. So very well done. Malrine going to be coiled, has protection from snaking.
He also has a shield rune, so he's just going to go ham now.
Yeah.
Can pop that one if he wants, can keep going for more. They missed, though, although able to go for the cookie. Still a little bit scary, and now the shield rune is going to be used. Malrine getting perfect value out of this. Baiting them in a little bit longer, and now finally Crit and Malrine are going to have to run away.
And they even got the TP out of Zibe there, which is very good news for Skitter, who finally now gets a little bit of a breathing room down here. I think this is the worst safe lane Shadow Fiend start we've seen all tournament. He's 6th on net worth by a significant amount, too. He's very far behind the Enigma in 5th. So Skitter really needs some breathing room after he got bullied so hard in lane, and this pressure mid by Malrine as well as Snaking is going to free him up and give him some nice solo time down their bot. Well,
still a really good start for the Sand King. Can maybe be that alleviating factor for the Shadow Fiend as well, more than just the TPs, because as you said, need to eventually have him come online and be that big right-click damage dealer for this lineup, because they don't really have it from anybody else.
Never say never with Amar on Mars.
I mean, that's fair.
There is a build.
Yeah.
He's not going to do it, but there is one.
What's the build for the? Is it just Deso?
Yeah, you can get, like, you know, the good old Deso Rapier.
Yeah, okay.
Late game Mars stuff.
That's fair.
Unlikely to see it, but you never know. If it's the right game for it, that's a player like Amar will never shy away from doing what he thinks is best, even if it's extremely unusual. I think this is a game where you go very standard items on Mars, but you could make a case for deviating a little bit when your mid hero is a Sand King.
Yeah.
Because you could argue these two heroes fulfill a somewhat similar role to an extent in terms of just AoE control and stun and that teamfight aspect. But I don't know. Yeah, he is actually going for the Yules. All right, so sometimes Amar goes for this, sometimes he goes for the Blink, sometimes he rushes BKB. Update for the Yules here. Bot tower's gone. First tower of the game in the way of AVULUS.
All right, doesn't kill the Omni Knight, but does take his little courier. So that's got to be a little frustrating there. But yeah, tower down, what you would anticipate at around this 10-minute mark from the Enigma. Yeah. Amar, they do have a catapult up here, and smoke's coming, but it looks like it's maybe heading down south. So want to get involved with Crit. Does not have level 6 yet. They see Stormstormer thinking about the Epi, but they don't want to go for the play.
I'm actually surprised they didn't commit for this. I think there was, okay, well, with Crit only level 5, it's still a level 3 full bore Scatterblast plus full Epi Burrow.
This is a better kill, though.
I mean, this is a guaranteed one.
Is it guaranteed? Yes, it is. Okay. Definitely going to get that one. Even throwing out the Requiem.
Yeah, that was a...
Skitter just wanted to be involved, you know? He wanted to be a bow. Amar gets caught. The coil, the chase down, drops the arena, wants to get away, and, well, he's doing some moonwalking in the pig pole as he tries to get out of there. They find him with the rocket, still in some trouble, though. Can they get away?
There's no way he stick TP's out here, right?
Oh, Sineko's on the hunt. They want to find him. Can they get him alone in the woods over to the side? Chase all the way back. Amar's taking him on a little trip.
And to one here.
The Assassinate barely getting away. 50 HP.
Oh, spear to P.
He's going. Run, run, run. Get denied to neutrals. Get denied to creeps. He's trying to make his way in A, but Sineko eventually chases him down. He's farming up the creeps and eventually dies to tower.
Oh
Space created.
I just want to say how much of a masterclass that was in understanding of Mars. The fact that he got that far.
Yeah.
Almost every player will die there on the spot. But the way he placed Arena, turned his side toward the enemy heroes and used Bulwark, blocked all of the ranged projectiles by covering himself with the Arena and then found that escape path. He does die ultimately, but it was still really beautiful to watch, honestly. I think there is a world he lives.
Right.
But he doesn't have the vision that we do. But there was a situation that he could have speared the clockwork and TP to base. But it's a high risk, high reward kind of thing. Because if you do TP to base and you die, then you're going to have to run all the way back to lane when you respawn. And that's a lot of efficiency lost. So
Crit has level 6, so too does Sineko. Trying to find an angle, doesn't need it. Instead, managed to find the Omni Knight here. Does have GA, but no more repel means
nice and easy.
5 kills in total.
Yeah, AVULUS kicking up the pace here and now bringing Enigma to mid as well. This tower is gone. So this is what we wanted to see from their lineup. Die, then you're going to have to run all the way back to lane when you respawn. And that's a lot of efficiency lost. So
Crit has level 6, so too does Sineko. Trying to find an angle, doesn't need it. Instead, managed to find the Omni Knight here. Does have GA, but no more repel means
nice and easy.
5 kills in total.
Yeah, AVULUS kicking up the pace here and now bringing Enigma to mid as well. This tower is gone. So this is what we wanted to see from their lineup, and what they kind of needed to do was to set the tempo early on, and mission accomplished, you have to say. With these 2 towers down, the map is now way more open for them. They're not losing their own tier 1 top because they have Smiling Knight sitting up there with an armlet DK. Very difficult kill. Falcons will need to bring at least 3 heroes to kill this guy. So to get more and more space, and this should lead to a net worth increase over the enemy team if they can play with all this space and control it without dying. Zibe almost has a pipe now on the Enigma as well. Will make him a really difficult kill too. Drums pipe minute 13.5 is a very good look.
And the way this game is going, I'm feeling better and better for this AVULUS roster. I mean, there's still obviously that worry of this support sniper falling off, not being able to do a ton, but at the very least, this feels like if they were going to be able to win the game, it has to be at least this good for them.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think,
Well, this is, have I punished them? Oh, but never mind. Sineko finds the hook shot. Now the turnaround black hole. They get Malrine, but immediately going to be broken. Now Repel, GA, Snake King in trouble. Skitter trying to throw out what damage he can, but still getting interrupted by Sineko. He ends up dying finally. Now the Assassinate hit. Jump forward, silence. Can they get a little more? 2 dead, looking for the 3rd, and it's the biggest one of all. AVULUS find the fight.
Yep, just a raw numbers win. Mars not involved. Amar, I think, might not have had TP ready after he TP'd top to farm, or he felt like the connection point was too far away. That's what happens when you lose your tier 1. Like, he has to TP down to the outpost. It takes longer to connect, and not going to be a part of that play. But as you said, like, this looked like such a clean opening, but the hook shot onto the Snapfire really delays that damage. Zibe walks off to the side, gets the black hole off. This cookie is really important, by the way, from Crit, or this would have been way worse for the side of Falcons. But at the very least, he got to interrupt the black hole so that Malrine got to get out of there and keep his 3-0 streak alive. Yeah, Skitter being involved on Shadow Fiend, not ideal. Well, rather just be off farming right now.
And at the end of the day, all those Puros sitting in the Midnight Pulse, a little off the mark. Snakeo's still thinking about chasing. Throw out a few cogs here and there. I mean, they're running into 4 heroes.
Uh-oh.
Coil out. That's not what you wanted to do, Stormstormer. But the pipe, does it keep him alive long enough? Yes, it will. Oh, and now the problem is no black hole. The fear, the arena is down. Snako walking in, trying to be a body in front of this Enigma, but it won't happen. They take down 2 in just a fight that never seemed like it was going to work.
Where do you think you're going?
Yeah, they might get more if they get any vision. Malrine.
Oh, and Eggy caught. God, that scatter blast damage is just so insane. Juke's back, but there is no escape from that one, so the hits just keep on coming.
Now, the good news now for AVULUS is that they do get the Blink Dagger on Puck. I think this is a crucial item for them to pick up because they're clearly very reliant on hitting silences. I think the problem is, even though he gets a good coil, as long as Omni Knight gets to cast and as long as they get to reposition their heroes, we have this situation that we were talking about, which is damage issues, right?
Yeah.
Like, even when they're bringing these 4 heroes to the fight, they don't really burst. So, okay, Illusion Rune. Soneko, he's going very deep for this.
And with a little bit of extra help, do they have enough to kill him? Crit jumps away. Repel, very good spell.
Yep.
Snako free casting.
They find nothing. In the meantime, Amar as well as Skitter are just farming away. So Skitter starting to catch up and looking at a potential top 3 net worth placement within the next few minutes after being well in 6th 5 minutes ago.
But they are all very close together, you know, less than 2,000 gold separating all of these players.
It's mainly Enigma that has slowed down.
Yes.
A couple of deaths here on Zibe are a bit of a concern, and I'm curious to see where he's going to go with this. I feel like this is the type of game where getting pipe and then looking at a Blink BKB is a real option. You're playing with a lineup that I think needs you to get a good Midnight Pulse Black Hole for the damage as well, not just the control. Like, you really need to get that output. He's currently eyeing up an Aghanim's Shard for the better Malefice, but I don't know. You're looking at the enemy team. They have 0 BKB cancels. So you have a guaranteed black hole. Their right-click damage is only really Shadow Fiend that can kill you during it. So I know it's not really trendy to go Blink BKB so much on Enigma right now, but this feels like the type of game where it's worth a consideration, in my opinion. Amar will get Malfist up, repel, and hookshot's going to miss, and that's it.
Was not anticipating the repel, and the tips start coming out. Zamar did not get caught right there. 18 minutes in. 8-8. This game feels like it could blow open pretty quickly if they manage to find one good fight on the side of Falcons. This is where you can start taking over a game pretty heavily.
Quite deep here.
Are they going to keep going for more?
Back out. Repel on cooldown. Snake King
has to be careful. Snake King caught first is never a good thing. Spear is out, but the King is dead, and now looking for more. There's the stun. Arena down. Snako. They jump away, and oh, he couldn't see inside. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, Malrine with the haste rune, as well as the blinding Arena. Not even close. Did they see them black hole though?
I'm sure they did.
I actually don't know if Falcons saw it. Did they have any vision?
I mean, I guess they might not have. Yeah, that's fair.
Malrine, by the way, with the Bloodstone, I'm not sure if you mentioned that, but he is beast mode right now. You give this guy a repel, he's invincible.
Oh, yeah.
He can literally walk into all 5 heroes and just cast the stuff, and, well, Soneko, nice cogs, will stop the cookie, but
no chance to get out of there.
Skitter's there for the finish, and they'll get this tier 1 tower as well. There's no defending this whatsoever.
We'll take a replay of this one and see as, again, Amar, really nice play here to get this Arena up that actually puts them in a position where they weren't anticipating he gets out. And was that the sniper? I think that was it the concussive grenade that pushed
knock him out?
I think he concussive grenaded him out of it.
Oh no.
I thought it was a cookie, but no, he wasn't there on Snapfire.
Position 4 sniper past 10 minutes,
Lizard
man. You know
was
how
right.
It goes.
Lizard was right.
This hero.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, you'll look at the set he's wearing as well. It's like this, the hero is cursed. Nice grenade.
Look at that. Sniper, so good. Okay, well, he might be in some trouble. Snako. Cogs. Kisses. Spear and
the
done.
kiss of death. And they still have a couple of heroes smoked up. Now, this rocket's actually going to give that away because a couple of them were visible a moment ago, so they might realize this is happening. But if they don't, well, Smiling Light does have the BKB, so he's probably okay. Stormer, though. Amar, Kid Yule into Spear. Ooh, good reaction.
Nicely played that one. Yeah, and Amar full defensive right now. Has the pipe, has the Yule Scepter. So no way to hunt down that puck, but it does mean very likely to live through any initiations that happen onto him. And still, this sort of steady state that we're in this game could go either way. In towards the Tormentor next. Blink Dagger going to be on the docket for Zibe.
Shard for the Dragon Knight, getting that fireball. Extra damage, always good. Throw it in the black hole, maybe. For some more output, and of course allows you to push waves in an easier fashion sometimes. Just breathe fire, put a fireball, and move on.
Well, how much damage is this DK going to be? Like, I know that we've talked about like the damage issues, but I feel like he's very farmed. BKB, Armlet, like, it's going in for a Silver Edge next?
Yeah, his net worth is a little bit misleading because you got 1,400 for free, right? Okay. So in reality, he has roughly the same net worth as the Sand King. I mean, he is still farmed, for sure. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, his right-click damage is not that fearsome just yet, but give him another item or two and we'll get there.
Now, they know about this smoke that was coming in, and now Falcons going to smoke up themselves. Smiling Knight, Invis, spotted Malrine.
Malrine has a Shield Rune bottled. He is stupid tanky with Shield Rune, Bloodstone, and Omni Knight.
Amar maybe looking for an opening. Smiling Knight, Stormstormer under vision. That ward there giving every bit of info that they need. But who do they want to jump on? Zibe shows, jump forward, Burrow Strike onto 2. That's a good one. They back away for a moment, stun out. Still has that Shield Rune ready to go if they fully commit onto him. Stormstormer with a really big coil, but do they have a way to get out of there? Or do they have anything to follow up? On AVULUS? There's nothing.
Imagine a Blink Dagger on Enigma there. Imagine. Oh. They were 4 heroes together. The only hero outside was Omni, and he couldn't have stopped it. But that's a moment of opportunity. You're not going to get it very often.
And they think that they just give it up.
Oh. Yeah. All right. They're just letting them have it. Well.
Will Rocket Flare, and don't know if Falcons know about this, but it does seem like now they're realizing that nobody's coming in to contest this, and so it will be a free Roche. Yeah. Well, Silver Edge still eyed up for the DK, and then we saw on the SF the other big bad boy in this one going for the Daedalus.
So there's 2 good reasons to buy Silver Edge here. One is you want to break the Mars, so you can just hit him from the front, but I also think it's a good item for the purpose of specifically assassinating Omni Knight. If you can somehow get vision with the puck, and Dragon Knight can just make his way around the back, he can probably solo the Omni during a Dragon Tail, or maybe he needs a little bit of help, but it's not much. Like, obviously, with some of the changes that we've talked about in this patch, with supports being less tanky, this Omni Knight is running around with 1,400 health.
Crit found underneath the tier 2. Nobody coming to help him out at the moment, it looks like. Oh, the TPs do start to come in now, and Seneko in too far.
Glimmer Cape OP, man.
Yeah, that
Did
was...
they not have detection? Or...
I guess not. Yeah, pretty bad.
Eki is dead. It's just a matter of when.
Yes.
I'm going to go with 2 seconds. 1. Okay.
You messed up, man.
It's 1.5.
Really embarrassing.
Sorry, my bad. Smiling Knight. Uh-oh. Amar has an idea. He sees that this Watcher has been selected by the Dire, so... Yeah, Smiling Knight's just going to TP out of there. A very error TP.
Okay.
Right. Well, that's a kill.
So dead for 30 seconds. What can they do? They got to find a fight, and they're looking for it. Right now, on to Malrine. Stormstormer's still looking, hunting. It's 20 seconds away from Coil, but Skidder left completely alone. And obviously, no Omni Knight means he's dead. Can they get him a second time? This is the perfect fight. The black hole on one, not normally good, but that is much better. Oh, and now Skidder turning right on to Smiling Knight. This DK is really strong, though. And now they have to back away. Does Amar have enough to chase him down? Blink Dagger back up.
Tier 2.
Can go for it if they want. Malrine, stun. And they push him back. Amar, spear, onto the tree. Requiem Just fear him away, but yeah, there's nothing there.
Well, they're showing off the spells they have.
True.
So now AVULUS will have learned that these spells exist.
Good.
And they will be unworried about the damage, apparently.
So what do you think about that play of just like black coin the Omni Knight? Is that viable going forward, or was it just like that particular situation?
I think that was just a heat of the moment. You know, you get this opportunity to kill him. I don't think there was a like major plan behind that of, okay, I'm killing Omni guys, we can't lose this upcoming fight.
Okay.
I don't think it's that simple. And again, I think this type of fight is the perfect illustration of what I'm talking about, where, I mean, sure, they take out the Omni Knight in this instance, so there's a little bit less in the defensive way of Falcons, but the heroes are tanky enough now that you need more damage. Sniper deals pitiful damage. Puck does all right damage. You need Enigma to come up big. Nice ult here from
good
Amar.
duels. And then the spear to get him away.
Yeah, that's going to lead to nothing. So I feel like it's actually game deciding here what Zibe puts in his quick buy, and I really want to see BKB. It gives them some other avenues of engaging fights as well, where this Dragon Knight Silver Edge can just start the fight, and if Falcons turn on him, that's where your Enigma can get that combo off, get that black hole running.
Right.
It empowers your Clockwork and your Puck as well, because they know that if they find any sort of good engagement on 2 or 3 heroes, the big-ass follow-up is going to be there. So we'll see.
This is a big moment, potentially. Amplified damage rune on the Dragon Knight.
Yep, that'll help. That'll cover the damage aspect for a bit.
They would love to get a fight in the next couple bits here, although Smiling Knight is actually out farming. So maybe they're just going to use this one to farm up. It's almost half duration now. Mar comes into Eki. Now they go.
Well, this is a good bait if Smiling Knight gets in. And
yeah, that's a good chunk of damage right there, and immediately dead.
Yeah. Silver Edge and amp damage. Easy pick.
And
they want more.
They buy a gem. Can they find anybody else?
They needed the hook shot to land here.
Hunting, hunting, hunting. Get to the far side of the creeps, and Snakeo not willing to go. Instead, they spot Snaking. Passes right on by. Repel, and does he have hook shot? No. Still on cooldown. So 14-11. In terms of where you thought we were going to end up being, how impressed are you with these two squads? Is Falcons kind of doing what you expected? AVULUS getting above and beyond?
I think this game is going kind of... I don't know if I would say according to expectations, but I'm not really surprised that this is the game state and this is where the teams are at. I think AVULUS did well in the early laning stage, which was expected of their Enigma sniper lane. And now I think things are slowing down, which is to be expected from the type of lineup that they've constructed for themselves. So all in all, if I'm Falcons here, I think I'm pretty comfortable until I run into the next problem that has to come from itemization, in my opinion. So Dragon Knight needs a damage item, Enigma needs BKB, and then I'm still looking for potential... I mean, Puck is also the kind of hero that can get out of control. This is actually a hyper carry late enough into the game. But you need some time to get there for Stormstormer. He's keeping up his farm pretty okay here. But definitely for the time being, I think Falcons are in the driver's seat, just in overall lineup strength. And it feels like they think the same way with this move. Aggressively invading the enemy triangle, getting vision out. They are looking for a fight with this newly picked up pipe on Amar, blocking even more of that damage. Gonna see the courier. They'll hope that this is leading them to the puck, but as a matter of fact, nothing will be found. So nice keep away here from AVULUS. Nobody getting caught.
10 seconds on TP for Zibe, but he's going to be able to survive that one.
Yeah.
Very much a dodge situation. Does kill Eki's courier.
That's 2 couriers for Amar.
Not bad.
Bit of a hot streak.
And the last tier 2 tower going to be taken down now as we approach the 30-minute mark. Do have a TP coming back the other direction. Amar out on the hunt with Malrine nearby. They see both of those guys, and yeah, Snakeo is just done. Although now Puck goes up, he'll find a ward with that gem and start to do some extra D-ward missions.
Full BKB now for Malrine. It's going to give him a lot of freedom in the fights. Only really has to worry about Black Hole. The physical damage, as we've said many a time now, not enough of a problem. He also has 30 armor, by the way, anyway. So I think as long as Malrine gets his stuff off, he's borderline unkillable.
And then, in your opinion, the DK alone never gets to the point where it's going to be enough damage. It has to be the puck coming online as well, basically.
I think so. Also because, again, there's always going to be the Omni Knight factor, right?
Right.
It means that you have to buy Nullifier on DK, which I mean, it's okay, but it's not, you know, an S-tier damage item. It's an item you always buy out of necessity, never because you want to. So he will have, let's say, half a slot less than a truly decked out Dragon Knight would. Oh, bit of mistiming here, but oh, nice phase shift. Does get it off against the spear.
Has the blink, tries to get away. Another phase shift at the ready. He's saving that one for the moment.
BKB
Coils.
barrel. No, BKB. All right. I actually think he could have killed him there, but now I think he's
away.
out.
Blink.
Oh,
He doesn't have mana.
Oh, no, he didn't have mana.
He needed to be a little bit more puckish there.
Yeah, a rare issue for Puck to run out of mana 30 minutes in, but he had spent so much of it farming.
Yeah.
That's a Tormentor steal. It's
And
gonna
a
give
gem.
the shard to Skitter. Relatively irrelevant, all things considered, but might open the door for a bit of high ground. Zippe, though, big item alert. Here it is.
BKB, they're at the ready. Smiling Knight gonna step forward. He is invis, hit, immediately stunned. Where's the follow-up? Malrine caught, taking some good damage. They're pushing him back into the black hole. Connects, but it didn't get onto the Sand King. Still Malrine taking damage while it's happening. Snako tries to back away, and Malrine is living for the moment. Second round of stuns, they got him. They take down 2 for 2, but it's a bigger 2 to get. So I believe they got their gem back there too, most likely.
And having to buy back Stormstorm there, well worth it. This is a good defense. And that's the BKB reveal. It's everything.
Yeah.
Zippe, like you said, maybe not the perfect black hole, but he gets it fully onto the SF. What a time to get that item just as the enemy team is pushing high ground, and the whole surprise factor in this. Skitter feels pretty confident, you can tell. With the Omni Knight behind, instantly gets repelled. He's just turning around, standing his ground and fighting here, but there the black hole comes out. If that would have clipped Sand King as well, as you pointed out, this would have been even better. Soneko wouldn't have died. At the very least for them, they still do get Malrine here with the coil last second on the TP out.
And of course, this all means that now you get Roche as AVULUS. This is a pretty nice pickup for them. At the moment, taking it with these 3 heroes and obviously Roche's banner to boot. Don't know, how do you feel about their ability to try and push out these towers? Is this going to be like a pressure Aegis or more just farming from them?
I don't know if there's like a clear-cut plan with this right now. I think maybe it's a matter of eventually when they get Black Hole ready, they might make a smoke play, and if they find a good fight, then they can turn it into pushing. I don't think they're just going to walk down a lane and be like, hey, we're going to push your tower now. It is a possibility for them to do it, but with the Aegis on Puck instead of the Dragon Knight, you need to be a little bit careful with how you just go in and siege the tower. If DK just goes and hits it and gets chain stun comboed with a Blink Spear into the tower, Sand King Epi, he might just die on the spot. So might have to be a little bit cautious with it. But a very big pickup here for AVULUS. I think this game right now is very even. Execution is going to be the X factor here. And well, there's a little bit of an extra help.
Yeah.
Sniper with the Ags.
I mean, I think we should also mention, based upon what we've seen for the past couple of days in these teams, these both squads are 2-0, and it's showing. This is one of the better games that I feel like we've seen throughout our matches that we've covered. I wouldn't be surprised to see these two meet again in the group stage later on, or rather in the bracket stage later on, and potentially in the upper bracket, as depending upon how it all works out.
Yeah, I think given the competitive field we've seen so far, I would be very surprised if these two teams don't both make a 3-1 score or better.
Right.
Obviously, one of them will be 3-0, or at the very least 3-2. Like, it would be crazy for either of these teams to lose 3 series in a row with the level of opposition we've seen and how with what I'm not going to say relative ease they won their series because it hasn't been clean, but it still has felt like, all right, they are probably the better team overall in the previous matchups.
Big smoke up, and then they find him. Looks for him.
Blink out. Very clutch.
Does the Bulwark remove turn rate or something?
There's something about how your Because you can, if you start turning your hero and then you press Bulwark, I think your hero is technically, for the purpose of Blink, I think he's facing the other way, but he's pointing forward because Bulwark is forcing him to, right?
Interesting.
Oh! Nice Arena!
Do they have the follow-up, though? Yes, they do. Malrina onto both of them with a black hole turnaround. Can they get Smiley Knight in, though? They didn't have the damage. He couldn't get in on Smiley Knight to hit. Oh, that is tragic.
And in all honesty, I don't know if it would have been enough.
Yeah.
He can only nullify one guy, and that's the one guy he can damage during this Omni ult. So who would he have chosen there? Maybe you find one kill, but then it probably comes at the cost of your own life. And one brief moment of opportunity there for Amar is a major payoff. They get 3 kills, and they could probably just go straight down mid, because how are they going to kill the Falcons side without Black Hole?
No, there's nothing.
There just isn't enough in the tank.
Oh, this
in the way of damage.
And it goes to show how important getting the black holes off in good situations are. And that was the absolute worst case scenario you could get out of this. Now up here on high ground, hitting away at tier 3s. I mean, Smiley Knight doesn't even have dragon form. Move on in. Got him caught there. Drops down the fireball. Need a little bit longer, but it's going to be the full melee racks in Snako.
Yeah.
That was not going to happen. Instead, they coil, and the chase continues. The Hex is out. Smiley Knight, he got Dragon Form back up. Starts hitting away. Stormstormer in trouble, and Malrine now looking for the hunt. Can they find these heroes? They come back up on Stormstormer. Cannot get the Burrow Strike. So Aegis gets used with a minute left on it. Is Smiley Knight gonna chase again? They see
needs
him.
to be careful here. They still don't have Black Hole. If they get
Arena comes out from Amar and the stun follow-up. That DK is gone. 90 seconds, no buyback. They spotted him with a sentry in the river, and everything came out perfectly.
Yeah, this is minimum another lane of racks. And a Clockwork.
Amar,
nice and easy find.
Looking fired up, taking down Snako here. Crit gets the last hit, but they're going to move forward and look for a little bit more. And I mean, depending upon how this goes.
Do they go for game here?
Oh, they take away the creep wave mid.
All right, they'll work on lane number 2.
And now the glyph. Stun comes out. They're trying to buy more time. 50 seconds until DK. He is not buying back, but they also don't have a creep wave mid. They do have one bottom.
The back door isn't even going to kick in. Okay, it barely does in the range racks, but...
And that BKB getting popped means no black hole, even though they had it in 15 seconds.
Oh, wait, did he just misclick it?
No, he BKB TP'd out.
Oh, okay, I missed that. Yeah.
It might not matter, though, potentially, because like they're going to run down top, but I don't know if they're going to...
There's a decent chance he'll get it ready again. I don't know if Falcons are looking to try to get Megas in the next minute. Probably not. I think taking their victory here, calming down, maybe starting to prepare for a potential third Roche if they want, or at least taking control of some sort of area with vision. They have a good lane ward down bottom. Actually, it's going to get removed now from Stormers, so won't have that information to work with any longer. But yeah, just push out the waves, set up good vision in the top half of the map, and just play around your wards. And make sure you keep formation and don't get jumped. Is this a full butter for Skitter now, or...? Yeah, all right. He's big.
Should also mention, we have another save now coming from Crit as he finished the Aghanim Scepter and also his Telescope. So that gobble up may be an opportunity.
And there are certain things that not even a black hole can keep in.
Like Mortimer's mouth. Burrow Strike finds the DK. Dude, that sentry again. And the second time they get it like this, black hole out, but there is no damage going into Skitter. Immediately interrupted. Smiley Knight just BKB trying to run away, but that DK is likely going to fall again. Both heroes dead. Amar finds another. Dead on Eki. GG is called, and another tip as they head out of the base. And more tips keep on coming. You know, there's a little bit of extracurricular activities going on as they get ready to end this one out. Unreal.
Yeah, reasons. So, first of all, like the panel was talking about, the side of AVULUS don't have the best ways of dealing with the Spiderlings when the level 6 push starts coming out. None of these heroes really want to play defense, and many of them can't at all. I would say this is one of Sniper's worst matchups in all of Dota, and the Sniper's a position 4 in this game, so it'll be even worse, you won't have much to fend for yourself with. The Visage, I think, also struggles against Brood quite a lot. It's a tough matchup, so definitely a couple of problems there. But something else I wanted to highlight about this draft was when game number 1 was over, we were sitting in the green room backstage, and I was saying, I was saying to you, I feel like Sand King is morbidly underrated this tournament.
Yes.
I think this Dust Devil facet is still amazing, and I think the hero is still incredible. I don't know why he didn't take it this game. This is a really big surprise for me. Like I would love to pick his brain on why this is a Sand Shroud game instead of the Dust Devil one for the Sand King. But either way, I feel like this hero is still incredibly powerful, and it seems like Falcons agree with it. Last game they last picked it. This game they first picked it. They were like, all right. But we've still got it with this guy, and of course they can play it as a flex, they can play it mid, they can play it off lane. They've definitely bumped it up in priority here. Is this just that good for the mid matchup against Invoker to have the Invis? Is that the logic here? I mean, so far so good, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think it's a bigger radius too, is it not? Or am I wrong? I haven't played Sand King since
it's bigger radius when you take Sand Shroud, but doesn't follow you. So it makes certain farming aspects of it harder. As Snaking will be first blooded. Nice little bonus here for Zibe with the death toll.
Oh god, that feels so good as Visage. So much gold, brings out an entire Null Talisman now, along with the Mango in tow. This is going to be really good, although I think that's actually back in his stash. So,
and I'll say even more so than the previous game, I think it's extremely important for AVULUS to have a good laning stage.
Right.
I feel like if they don't do well in lanes, this game is very lopsided from my perspective, specifically because of the Brood. So if they can get off to a good start with 1 or 2 of their lanes at the very least to just keep things afloat, that is going to be the name of the game here. It is, can you handle the pressure that is inevitably coming your way from the Broodmother from around level 6 until minute 25? Can you solve that problem? And if yes, then you will get your Morphling to the critical mass point that Lizard was talking about. You will get your Invoker online. Stormstorm, one of the best in the business on this one. So it's a matter of getting there.
And the other thing that stands out to me is that obviously when we think about Brood, we always hyper-focus on the spiders. But there is the other aspect of Brood, which is just trying to gank and kill her, which you could do. As Zibe is going to go down. And I think that Tusk is sort of an underrated hero at being able to do that. Catch her in the shard, snowball chase down, that type of dynamic can be kind of cool. Okay. I'm reaching here. I'm trying.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. I think that's a bit of a reach. It's like we're trying to find the best solution that AVULUS have against Brood, and it's a passable counter.
Okay.
I think your wording there was actually very indicative of how good of a Brood game it is. Was that, yeah, but when I look at this hero, there are some upsides to the matchup. It's tough, but this hero is by no means the auto win that it used to be. If you go back some years and you didn't have Broodmother Spiderling clear, you would just lose the game, right? Like it would actually just be that simple. Nowadays, it's solvable for most lineups. Also, a lot of heroes that didn't used to have some sort of AoE clear have it now. It's easier to itemize and find solutions to different problems in the game. So, but it is a very good Brood game nonetheless.
Did he not get the deny on that Observer Ward? I think they actually got, yes, the creeps got it for snaking. That's kind of crazy. So a nice little injection of gold there for the clock.
Yep. Snaking's going to get a fast level 3 here. I play a lot of Clockwork. I feel like this is one of the heroes in Dota that gets the most out of level 3, out of anyone. The 2 points in Battery Assault is a crazy increase. If you think about how most abilities scale in Dota, this ability gets more than twice as good on level 2 as level 1. It goes from 20 to 45 damage.
Wow.
So the impact you have against a hero like Visage now, if you get boots or just get in on top of, oh boy, that was not a kill I was expecting. Crit, finding the kill here on Smiling Knight's Morphling.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for Visage up top. Lizard was pointing this out. Visage doesn't buy, or T was, I believe. Lizard, wow.
Lizard doesn't buy it either.
Lizard doesn't buy move speed. Visage doesn't buy move speed, generally speaking, early on. So despite not having boots on the Clockwork, he's still faster than the Visage by 25. And that means that he can just find some sort of angle, get in and get the cogs out. And effectively, Visage will die. If Visage gets caught by Clock, what's your counterplay? You don't have any save, you don't have any stun, knockback, anything with the Sniper 4. So they have to be very careful up here. And in turn, that should make for a nice laning experience for Skitter. Because it doesn't feel like Tusk Visage, or excuse me, Visage Sniper can ever truly go aggressive up here as long as Clock is nearby. the counterplay is just too strong.
Right. No, it's if you get caught out by that one, it will be a quick death for sure. As Malrine does run on over and clear out that camp. Level 5 for both him and Stormstormer. Going mass stats right now on Stormstormer. In fact, no boots as of yet. It's coming out on the Courier, but he has a whole chunk of armor and some good damage on those right clicks.
We've seen a couple of players opt for this double. Nice damage there. This double Wraithband build into right click. It is the popular way of playing Invoker right now. Cog's not going to reach. Counterplay from AVULUS.
In trouble and
That's
dead.
A good one.
That is the power of boots if you can get them. And now Skitter taking some more damage. We'll have another Soul Assumption. Will it be quite enough? No. Only 2 charges on that one.
And it's funny, right? Because we're talking about Visage doesn't buy boots early. Well, exactly here, he will. And you're seeing the reason just there. It's very good understanding here from Zibe of the matchup and of the potential problems. So he was either going to have to do this or play extremely cautious and opts for the boots. And I have to say I completely agree with this choice over the classic Visage approach because it's necessary. It made all the difference there. And it will keep making all the difference until Clock gets boots himself. He has the Windlace now on snaking, and it is nighttime, so he's actually pretty quick. Currently with the same move speed as Zibe, but Eki with a nice... Well, Eki's probably the one in trouble, but it's a better death.
They'll go in for that sniper and does stay alive for a while. Drinking buddies and then the runaway. Malrine takes some more damage, tries to burrow strike to get away, and the bushwhack hit into the blood grenade. Do they have enough to kill them all off? Skitter double, can't quite get the triple, but nonetheless, what a great fight for Falcons. And more tips keep on coming.
That is such a huge win for them. This also leaves Brood in a 1v1 against Morph, and that is just, I mean, so easy.
Look at the CS that he's been able to get on him, too. Like, 18 denies against the Morph?
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, this is a very one-sided affair right now, and it's only going to get worse. I genuinely fear for AVULUS the moment Brood gets level 6, with how good this early game already looks for the side of Falcons. Like, oh my god. He's taking the Wisdom Rune.
Yeah, he's ready.
6 real fast.
Amar knows.
I suppose in this case you don't need to take it on any of the supports because Crit just got the double kill up there. So your supports have enough experience that you don't need it shared between the 2 of them. The Brute can just grab it, go back bottom. He's now going to be level 6 against level 4 Morphling, and he's going to go straight to work.
Right, and in the meantime, they are trying to make things happen up top. Going on to Skitter, see if they can find that kill, and...
They can.
It is not enough, 10 HP!
Oh dear.
Oh, the bubble. The bubble is too good, the safety bubble. And now Seneko gets turned upon. Oh, and they managed to bring him down just like that. Oh, man.
Keyword. Smiling Knight has made his way up top because bottom is unplayable.
Yeah.
This is...
I mean...
Well, maybe Stormstormer will at the very least find it. Okay, they have to find something here.
Well...
They will.
Snake King is going to go down. It's a consolation prize at best.
They're losing their tower bottom.
Yeah, and that is a lot of spiders that Amar has working right now.
Oh, there's more coming. Don't you worry.
Jeez. Okay, is going in for the Guardian Greaves build. So this was like, you know, obviously we saw in the Bloodthorn in the past, other things like that. This feels more like the pushing-oriented build, I guess?
Yeah, I think Greaves' pipe in this game is completely fine. If I had to guess, Falcon's read on this game in general is we are going to reach a point of critical mass at minute 20 that they cannot possibly deal with, and we'll just take over the entire map. And I think it's the right angle. I don't think you have to go carry items on Brood here necessarily. I think the Aura build's completely fine. I mean, Smiling Knight can't play down here. But no, somebody has to, right?
He TP'd because he was so low and they were worried about him coming through the gate. Oh, that's pretty rough. I mean, yeah, who does play down here? I don't...
They don't have a good hero for it. There's just...
Oh, so this is the problem we were talking about.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Because sometimes it can be an amazing Brute game and the enemy team also have a hero that can lane against Brute, but the hero's just that good.
Oh.
But this is even worse. They're going to try their best here.
This is what you have to do. They've got to get this kill. If they bring everybody and they don't get him, it would be bad. But Amar on the far side gets away.
Oh, dear.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, so to put things in simple terms against Brood, it's not actually this simple, but let's try to simplify it a bit. You want one of two things. You either want... Okay, first of all, you want your mid-hero to not die, but that's too late.
Okay. Check.
You either want a hero that can live against Brood. That is not Sniper Icky, by the way. You cannot... Okay.
Yep.
So you either want a hero that can live against Brood.
Dude, he's not even there.
No, that doesn't matter, apparently. So either a hero that can live against Brood, or you want a really good kill squad. And because Brood effectively simplifies the game in the sense that it takes up part of the map. And you now have two choices. Either you don't play against it at all, and you play the rest of the map, but then you have less map than the opponent does. Or you play there in one of two ways, which is either killing or sustaining. The problem is in this game, the kill squad isn't the best, especially when Tusk isn't 6, and you have nobody that can inhabit the area. So it's like the worst case scenario, basically. Oh, Smiling Knight. He could just get blown up here, Malrine.
He waits for a second, and they just bring him on down right from the start.
This tower's gone too.
Catapults, spiders, the whole enchilada. Snake King going to be the counter kill as he does go down. Zibe claims that one for himself. In the meantime, Skitter's just farming. Even if he can solve the Brood problem, he's got all these other heroes that are pretty good too.
Oh yeah, it's just Brood just takes up so much attention, and that's also why we're giving it so much attention, is that it's the story of the game.
Yeah.
But it's not the only story of the game. We have a free farming Gyro. Sand King is mega farmed. If you look at the CS right now, this is telling the story of a team of AVULUS that is constantly under so much pressure and having to solve problems non-stop that they don't hit creeps. The top CSs are 90, 90, and 80 on the Dire side. On AVULUS, it's 60, 50, and 40.
Snake, crit, they move in to try and help him out. Is it going to happen? They keep him alive! Skitter lives through it all, and everybody dies to Malrine! Oh, 8,000 gold lead at 12 minutes. Panel, don't get comfortable. You might be coming back quick. This one is looking rough.
This is possibly the most one-sided game of the tournament, at least that we've cast, without a question. But maybe the entire tournament so far. If you... Here's the problem. I'm struggling to see the solution at 12 minutes, okay? Like, sometimes you're behind and you can be like, yeah, if we do this thing, even if it's a hard thing to do, all right, we might need to execute this 20% chance play or whatever, and it's going to swing the game around. I'm not seeing the 20% play here, Gabe. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually just, you own, at this point, probably 30% of the map, 12 minutes in, you're losing all your towers. The enemy team now is going to have Guardian Greaves on you. They have the top 3 net worths by a long shot. And your lineup doesn't have good team fight.
Right.
So if they just group up with their auras, how are you going to fight back? This top tier 2 is dead as well. I think you're just conceding everything. You're just saying, Falcons, take what you want.
Right, and like the scatter shot isn't even like a real solution because you've got magic resistance, and of course, as we've talked about, the mech is there and going to be ready. So, I mean, yeah, they are in full control. Another tier 2 tower taken.
They'll just go straight mid, I think.
Yeah, why not? Speed run this.
Lead. You can see the lines here being drawn by Eki. Push out mid, push out bot, and I think he's just going to sit up top. And yeah, in reality, the best play you probably have right now is to play keep away, but the problem is it's also not a winning strategy. It's just the least losing one, because you will still be out-farmed. Like, the enemy team has more map than you, so you will lose gold every minute, but this is probably the way you lose the least.
Okay.
So sometimes you have to pick the lesser evil, but you have to, at the same time, be careful that this doesn't happen. Smiling Knight didn't get the... Oh, he did get it off. Doesn't matter.
They're going to try and defend their Wisdom Rune, and if they can get a kill here, it would be good, but... It's not easy. Snako shows will get a Wisdom.
Yeah.
A very Pyrrhic victory. And Snake King, they would love to get another kill here. Going in on him, burn through the mana, hook shot over to help a friend. And now Amar up on the high ground. He's going to roll in at all of them. Zibe jumped upon right at the start. The Guardian Greaves keeping Snake King alive a little longer, but only for a moment. Can the rest of the team get here in time and punish this? Chasing down Seneko. Amar, he's been hungry for this one. Wanting to get this kill if he can. Still, the Brood steps further forward, willing to take this fight. Malrine blink forward, finds a stun. They focus in and take down the Tusk. Can they get more? Aki knows he's dead, so they'll get that kill also. And they're just getting picked apart bit by bit by bit. Zibe sends in the birds. I mean, he's gonna die too. Smiley Knight, waveform in, tries to do something. Burrow strike to try and turn it, doing some damage. But with crit in the area, Malrine, maybe a chance to have enough to get him. He's not going to get brought down.
Smiling Knight needs to be careful now, too, not to overextend here.
Yeah, this fight has lasted a while, but they're going to get outlasted. A second round of Guardian Greaves, and now with Skitter showing up, this Morphling in trouble, going to die. 13,000 gold lead to Zibe. Hook shot found. Snake King on him. Burrow strike onto 3. They're all in the cogs. They're all dying. Skitter cleaning up. All 5 still alive for Falcons. Ultra kill for Skitter. The tips, they do not stop. They came in with a chip on their shoulders. They are
just
owning.
want to live in their base now, huh? I mean, it's 15 minutes in. You can dive tier 4s. That's fine.
My God.
Greaves are available again in 5 seconds, so they're going to get some nice refill here. Gonna drop the Seeds of Serenity as well. Yep. All right, 16-minute barracks.
My God. They take it down. Racks are falling, waveform, just to try and do anything, but they really cannot stop this train from rolling.
This is such a big sandstorm. It's just standing all the way out on the edge. Finally will break it as they take the range racks, and they will back off and claim this, call it a win. Get their next round of items. It's actually not going to be the pipe for Amar. He's going for the Crimson Guard against Visage plus the right clicks of Morphling.
Man.
I think both items are equally good here, to be honest, so don't mind it.
I mean, this is the biggest beatdown that we've seen.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, what do you do? Like, it's just... Sometimes games are just like this, where you get outpicked on the last pick. You have one avenue to the game, which is your lanes have to go exceptionally well. They don't. Then you lose a couple of engagements, and it kind of just feels like an ultimate checkmate here.
Absolutely. A draft victory, not one that we see all that often nowadays.
Dude, Visage is level 7.
Yeah, dude, it's not good.
Christ.
He's the lowest
That's the
in the game.
Amar's level 13 on Brood.
Yeah.
Visage is level 7. In terms of raw experience, that's more than double, I think.
It's pretty rough.
It's got to be more than double. Yeah, and next on the menu for the side of Falcons will be an easy Roshan.
Oh yeah, that's 540 versus 220. It's more than that.
Yeah, that's 2.5 times the experience on one offlane over the other. You don't see that every day.
Man.
And with this Aegis, you would imagine that Falcons will at the very least go and just immediately take the top melee, and then we'll see what's next. And of course, we should mention, this is a game, this individual game, if Falcons win it, they will be 3-0 in the Swiss format. They will be top 8, and they will get a 2-day break.
Oh, yeah.
Because by being 3-0, they have 0 games left to play while the rest of the Swiss bracket plays out, and we obviously need to play until teams have either 3 losses or 3 wins, so ultimately, multiple teams will be playing 5 games toward the end, and each team is playing 1 series a day, so... Yeah, here comes Skitter. He wants that break. He wants to go and enjoy some nice local Romanian food, maybe go bowling with the boys. Not at all inspired by something we want to do ourselves, as this top barracks is gone.
We'll take
AVULUS. Well, AVULUS have their mid-tier 2, Gabe.
That's, I mean, it is 18 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
This is not a situation that we have seen ourselves in a whole heck of a lot.
All right, give me your best speech for AVULUS.
Okay, listen, oh, look at these guys. They can't even hit a hook shot. There's no way that they're going to be able to take you down.
You are so lucky he missed that, so you got them to
stand up, they're going to dive. They're not going to respect you. You're going to get the kill. That's right. Don't worry. Look at these scrubs.
Oh, man.
It's not happening. The sniper is dead.
I thought your speech was going to be something along the lines of, guys, it's okay, we'll be 2-1.
Oh, no,
we just need to win another series, you know. This is not the one. Today was not our day, but it's okay, we'll have more tries.
No, look at how bad
But you went for the haha, they can't hit a hook shot. By the way, we're 20k down. Which is also an interesting morale boost. Little known fact about you, you used to be a basketball coach, as a matter of fact. You got fired halfway through the season.
That's not true,
okay,
but yes, it's good.
Believable story to me, at least.
Okay. Why? What are you talking about? They ain't gonna lose a bird. Burrow, oh, misses that one. Look at them. They're crumbling right now. Falcons cannot handle this pressure. AVULUS, you can take this one. At this point in time, I believe in you. Well, the buildings are falling now, and they're gonna drop rather rapidly. A whole host of spiders. Skinner, age is still 2.5 minutes. And Maureen ready to run in. The burrow strike does hit that time. They push him back with the grenade, and now the turnaround. Smiling Knight trying to do it, and they get the kill. But they lose everybody else. 3 dead as Maureen does die. But another set of racks. And, I mean, holding on at this point in time, you got to give them the Tenacity Award because...
The Tenacity Award for holding on for 20 minutes.
Yeah, there's, I mean,
what
this...
basketball team did you coach? Good job, guys. We got to the second quarter
I did,
without fainting.
I did play soccer back in the day, and I remember one time we were... GG is called.
Right, okay.
They're done. They're going to take the game with a couple more tips coming out. And, of course, on to the main event, Falcons. The team to beat in this tournament, and they're showing up in a big way. Do not give them brood last.
Yeah, this is... it's one thing that they go into this tournament as the favorites, but then when they...